There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise of death. The welcome and life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Play Paris who make you I can't Sktv venue. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, and more I you. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't forget it now. So she work on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring it good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise from best. The world with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombay, Kidman, Monserrat, San to Backbaloo, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
The Sktv, it is the best in Liberia. Sktv, we are the best because we bring you all of the information, everything that you have to know, or everything, all of the information that that you have to be informed about, especially in Liberia. Everything we do here is just all about Mama Liberia. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, folks. To those of you who just joining, what's the time like? Check your gadgets. I better stay check all of the time zone for me. Right here at True FM is 4 minutes past 6. That's the time check from our pathway, the 4th of the second month in the year 2026. Wow, God is good. That gradually we're running down. Yes, indeed. Share the show. Those of you who just joining us, share the show. The show will be interesting. The show will be hot. You got so many things to talk about. I've been receiving a couple of calls, a lot of documents, land deeds or land titles. Before you buy land now, you got to be careful. I like that. Something got to, they say what? Some of the musicians, they have some kind of song. Yeah, I still trying to get that song correct, Something will kill me, right? But this one, not kidding you. But if you play, when you add a little bit, then you find yourself into that situation or something that will take away your life. But again, folks, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. Let me see quickly how best to share the link around to our, panelists here this evening. Today is Wednesday, man. May week edition of the Sktv show. I know, he says, what happened? Some of you have been calling for ever so long. You want to know our take on something that happened. Before you buy land, let me tell some of you now, before you buy land, go to the Liberia Land Authority, go to the Ministry of Public Works. I'm saying this, before you feel that maybe I'm not in support of what happening, or maybe the government activities or so forth. No, but we'll come back to the empathy, to what happening, how people can do people, some of the people who sell land, who authorize some of the people who are selling land to more than 2 to 3 buyers. Oh God. Share the show, people. The show be interesting this evening. Share the show. I'm sharing a link around to our follower. Yeah, good evening. Robert Fasolo, Jacqueline, my dear brother, and David Williams, the rest of you there, good evening. Help us share the show. More will soon join us here. But before you buy land, the country is tense. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to say these things on the radio, but country is stressful right now. Let me frank. Let's say this to the power that be. Because apart from the land wahala, I watched another video allegedly that something happened. The soak in the belt. Wow! When I saw somebody with stick, Jesus Christ! We'll play all the videos tonight. And you watch the videos and you will see as to what you will tell also what are some of the videos from right there in Liberia, because we stay investigating. We so clear about that an officer of the police support unit, the PSU, yeah, allegedly Mark or in fact beat a lady with stick. And then we share the show, may you help us? Okay, they can't look for good news. How will look for good news? So the other people, the thing that happened to other people will talk. We'll talk about all of the places. How Joseph Walker today, Mandiko. Oh, there today Joseph Walker have a fondness. How today Joseph Walker ate this other food. Joseph Walker today visited the other place. And what will happen to the other people who are dying? What is happening to them? People losing their lives. People committing suicide. No hope for their lives. So what's going to happen? He said, oh, the video people just me, I follow most of them. You know, some of my colleagues. And most of them, they don't have to say, they are into a campaign mood. The day I will talk about elections. That'll be 2029. But for now, I will not discuss anything how to do with elections. No. If you want to vote for anybody of a choice, it's up to you. But for now, I will discuss the issues, the trending national issues, things that are affecting our people. People were voted for to change the livelihood of our people. You want me to leave that one, you can't go back to the CDC, Nigeria. What did Nigeria do? No. I wasted all of our, in fact, this platform, we hold Judge Ray accountable. And that's why Judge Ray was voted out. Don't need to waste our time. But anyway, share the show, people. It should be interesting this evening. We share the link around quickly. Yeah, help us share the show. If you haven't yet done that, please. Yeah, don't be moved by some of these things. The country is interesting. Yeah. And one thing I like is that, like I said, I keep saying on this platform, is that almost the same way we have the citizen police, or what we may call the community policing. Some of you, you've been hearing the word. How we have the citizen journalist. You can say what you want to say. But all the information will keep getting coming from the citizen journalist. They record, they use their smartphone. No, they control. No, life will get better. Few years from now, the country will get better. I like the way things are going. And even some of them will die, things will get better. No man. But share the show, help us. Mark, let me see quickly. Good. The other people that soon join us will help us share the show. It's interesting. Let me see quickly. Let me just play some of the video, some of the highlights from the happening of what we'll be talking about here this evening. If you buy your land, you're not safe. Let me tell some of you today. If you buy land now, even you've been living on that land for the past 10 years, 15 years, you're not still safe. When you're going home, ask the people home. Ask them, where are you? When they say they're home, ask them, I said, what are there no yellow machine to demolish their home? They say, yeah. You say, okay. Then you go home. But you have no more home. We are godfather. I don't even know how to even describe it, but the threats is just so many. Everywhere you go now, people demolishing, people are winning cases, people are claiming homes, people are taking people away, people, and we see mothers sitting on places, or what you may call the little roof, just to have that little child, a future leader, breastfeed. You know, yeah, man, yeah, help us share the show, people. Yeah, but again, that's the kind of society. Help us, all of you who are watching, help us share the show. It should be interesting. Mom will soon join us. Brother Ali will be here. And yeah, and the rest of the team. But today, yeah, what say you? With all of the happening back home, if it's not land wahala, in fact, so far so good. Everything that we are into now is all about land wahala. Even if you buy a land 10 years ago, just imagine. Yeah, man. So just imagine our just with someone who been serving the immigration for the past 50 years. And I have some discussion with him. He said, maybe this thing started for ever so long. I was thinking that maybe our government going to resolve the problem. But when our immigration, that the man was telling me that, I say, when our immigration, maybe are bought their land. And the people sell the land to another person. But I had to bring one to imagine. So all of us that will be doing one. So we became going up and down to be telling our people who own land, who don't own land, the government got to come out. If the government work on this thing, be a failure on the part of the government. But again, Brother Ali is here already. Mandela, brother, good evening. Good afternoon, good morning.
Maybon, good afternoon, my brother. Good afternoon to our listening audience and follower. How you doing? Asatu Odase. Asatu Dase. You from go to what district? You from go Dase? Yes, because that name that Dase. There's a time in Grenke Makate called Go.
Okay.
Yes, that's where they you all the dancing. I can say 80% coming from Greke Makate Go dancing. Yeah, I worked there before. Yeah, yes, you know, Kate Mapala in the region.
When I ask all my brother, I don't want to interfere. Ask. Maybe it's true.
And she
Maybe
eat,
she may. Maybe
and
yeah.
she eat Maryland with me. Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Stop
it.
Stop. Because, let me tell you.
Asata rather. Asata.
Thank you. But Ali, let me tell you something today. Tomorrow, Steve will be here tomorrow, and Steve already have a serious package for you. Now you already exposing yourself of interactions of
what kind of package do you get for me?
Yeah. Yeah, man, my dad,
Anyway,
that's good.
Oh, okay, she for TNT, what district? Okay, yeah, okay, that's good. I'm a welcome card there.
Who am I there, brother? Some of the happening, some of the things. What say you? I guess you've been following on the internet. What say you? Good evening, welcome, my dear brother.
Yeah, Mayborn. I think so far the training issue in Liberia now is just the invasion that went on. And I saw certain posts for you. See, I know that whole baby over there or grandchild. Maybe you are muted. You are muted, Maybe I'm not hearing you.
So sorry. That's a grandchild there.
So
Yeah,
and where she like that? So where she
to the same era. So what she decided was to just go to maybe when you break the place down, or maybe when there's incident, sometimes there'll be little hinking, or we can call the bubble. I don't want to be speaking the BB words, something like that the people be saying, but the little hinking era, there where she plays or live or lapos and sing and everything, and she was able to to sleep there for my brother. that got me disappointed, like we into the war time. But go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, because as I saw I'm like, where she lying now also? Because the area I'm looking at, so my it too troubling. Yeah. You call your woman while you're on the hostel there. This time when you leave your hostel, you need to be calling you. One of one of those on that area your area now.
My brother
Yeah.
thought another joke.
Don't be talking say stuff like all of you. This time like brother demolition. Anytime you wake up. Yeah.
What I
But maybe
yesterday is
on a
there.
serious
Also
note,
ask whether the structure is staying tight. That's the thing now, because the issue of uh, demolition is not only one era. Every time or everywhere you go now, people are winning cases and they are demolishing places back to back. So people are renting, or in fact, people were asking, oh, maybe in case I buy my place forever. So no, you're not still safe. Let me be frank. If you buy a place for the past 10 years, you've been living there, you're not still safe. Somebody will come and claim that place, and at the end of the day, if you have been in court, or maybe you're in court or so forth, the person will win a case, and your home may be demolished. So when you're going home, ask relative or ask anybody at home, I say, what are your community not been demolished, or your home not been demolished? Yes, my brother Ali, you are quite correct. Nowadays, some of us are moving forward will be asking until God help us, whether we will not be part of the affected community or so forth, because now people are also defending that yes, maybe on the people right, because you squat on people right, on people land. Which land? Right now, let me ask you, Brother Ali, how sure are you that the land that you are living on right now is the right land?
but maybe I want to ask you a question because right now, as we're talking, I'm seeing something on the internet here. Yes, let me see if I can share it with you right now.
When I getting you though, Brother Ali, I don't know what happening, but
You hearing me? But oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, I'm not muted.
okay,
You
now
hear?
getting you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I say right now, as we're talking, I'm seeing something on the internet that I'm sharing with you right now. Where he has seen so many documents here, like those people that were to that area,
Mm.
and every one of them were compensated. Like I seen people here signing.
Well,
I, I,
mhm.
I
Yes,
don't
go
know
ahead. I
if
don't know what happening, but you keep coming in with maybe
I wonder what's going on. Can you hear me clear now? Or let me go back. Let me go out and come back in
I don't know
and
what
see what's.
happening.
Let me go
Mm.
out and come back in and see what's going on. Okay.
Wow, great. So, folks, we here. I don't know what happening, but it's 19. Before you go home, you got to ask, call back home to know as to whether where you are living, whether your structure or your home or your house is in tight. Don't get angry. You want to take some of our life? Me, I can tell people. Even you take my life away, you will say that. So why should I worry about people taking away my life? I don't care. The only people that will take away my life that worry, maybe that people who have authority to give life. But as long you don't have authority to give life, some of us who don't care. So when yourself, call people out there, call your community, call your neighbor, call your family members, and ask is in tight. That's just a fact. Because even some of you, I saw some of you, oh, maybe in case you go on the squatter right, one, in case you go on the other one. Look, my people, all these things some of you are saying rather than waste of time. You don't know which land belong, know which land belong to private citizen. Somebody out there will win that case against you because, quote unquote, they have allegedly, or they are well prepared. So to come and say, maybe some of you living on, okay, yes, our neighbor are living on squatter land. So how do you know that Melbourne living on squatter land? Only the government now will tell Melbourne that Melbourne is living. So to come out and be telling people, who will come here and tell some of you, you get angry because it's not in your shoe, because it's not about you. So are you thinking that in the government? Which government? Government that's supposed to protect the people. Government that's supposed to be there for our own people. Well, yes.
Maybe can you hear me clear
Go
now?
ahead.
You hearing me now? Am I clear? Maybe you are frozen.
Wow. So people, I don't really know what happened now to Ali, but I think Ali got to go for a little break in, break out. But those of you who also share to show people, it's not easy. Sometimes they will do these things, especially these government surrogates or people who think that maybe that we're totally against government. They'll do what they want to do, but learn activities. Learn you are learning Liberia. It's not joke. Yes. Learn business. Let me just make it simple. Learn business is not joke. You're not safe. To all of you, market women, what kind of more young bars, any of you today, you're not safe. No, you're not safe. Until the government can tell us that all of the places, some of the places that whether for government or for private citizen or who own the places for now, all of us will not safe anymore. Every day you wake up, I do wake up today, only today alone, we have another domination today was so we're not safe anymore. So where are we heading to as people? Yeah, I don't know what happening. Oh, I've keep freezing. You're right. Yeah, man, the deacon is here. You have to help us. Oh, maybe the people they try not to hack or to do something not to our account. You help us. Yeah, because what kind of friend I will just keep freezing whole year and whole day. But again, we'll be here. Any kind of thing they want to do, then they can do it. Some of look, me, for me, I can tell people I'm happy with my life. You know what I mean? I used to cross river to go to school, but today I can stay, or I can talk, or I can interact with you behind this microphone to tell you how life is. I'm happy. Like you take away my life. What that mean? Nothing. So you can do anything I want to do, but the issue of land, the only land on me I depend 100% is the land I in grandchildren. Right to the mountain. The only land I own. But all the land I have here in Mosorado, I not trust. Because anytime government will come and claim, anytime somebody will come and pay huge sum of money and claim the land. So I not get no land in Mosorado anymore. My children are like it. In fact, they come in time, I will get my children back home and tell them that yes, you see they cocoa, you see this place, you see the mountain, that my land, that the land that my father, my great grandfather, my mother, they give to me, that the land here so. But they don't want to claim me here. Not for us. With your malicious. Amen. God. But anyway. Let me see quickly. Let me play some of the video because when we talk here, you think that I was joking. So people say, oh, maybe why you will be sounding like that? Yes, I will sound. Yes, I maybe will sound. You lucky you get vest. All of them, all the people that are writing for government, don't mind them. They do anything because they don't even understand what they are doing. But by the time it happens to them, they come back to some of us. Maybe, they want to be to me. Maybe the other one, what we can do? No. So quickly, I come in, my brother. Yeah, it's bad. It's terrible for society. Quickly, Mm. Let me see my sister. I don't want to play code.
Agegado, international community come over here. My money, oh, I can say I should live for like 30 days, oh. I can like me, oh, I get, international community come over here. Oh, La Bira, oh, La Bira. Oh, my people, now they got La Bira who want it, oh. Now they got La Bira who want it, oh. Now they talk about La Bira who want it, oh. Oh, rescue team, oh. You say you get to rescue us, oh. Adrani, oh. Adrani, oh. Adrani, oh. Rescue team, oh. You say you get to rescue us, oh. Adrani, oh. Every people talk about property, oh. Far more than US, oh. Which one, oh. Oh, my money. My money, oh. I can say I should live for like 30 days, oh. I can like me, oh. I can't get out, oh. I can't get out, oh. International community come over here, oh. Oh, La Bira, oh, La Bira. Oh, my people, now they got La Bira who want it, oh. Now they got La Bira who want it, oh. Now they talk about La Bira who want it, oh. Oh, rescue team, oh. You say you get to rescue us, oh. Adrani, oh. Adrani, oh. Adrani, oh. Rescue team, oh. You say you get to rescue us, oh. Adrani, oh. Every people talk about property, oh. Far more than US, oh. Which one, oh. Oh, my money.
It's not easy, but my brother, we still gotta be strong and move. You know, when you go back to the Land Right Act of 2018, they give right to our women, to our mothers, to own properties. See the little crime. I don't know how to even describe it, but Ali, what say you, my brother? Then we welcome Mark on the show.
Can you hear me now, Mabel?
Loud and clear. You are loud and clear. You okay now?
Okay, that's good. Thank God. Mom, what's up? My man, Mabel, this is. I don't really know what happening in the country right now. The demolition exercise that just going on. Like we were just talking about that other lady. You were talking where they broke the place down and she just went somewhere and now where she's put this thing and other thing and she's under there with a baby. I think this is time the government really need to see what to do. And I'm still thinking about the thing where in the government say they are not aware of what went on. And right now I just share something with you. There's a communication or on the social media where this guy people when they sign for money and they agree that they were going to leave that place, even if they sign up, you pay them. Some people $600 US, $400 US, $300 US. They sign and they told you, oh, excuse me, so and so day we are going to leave. Even if they leave, I don't think you have that right to just come and break down our places because you are paid them and they agree that they were going to leave the property. Failure for them to leave. I continue to say this. Call the government attention and leave the people out of the place. These are documents I went and everybody signed. I paid them some money for them to leave and yet they don't want to leave. But just for you to come and break that place down like that and see this other woman, she crying, AFL now surrounded her area, they lack her place, and she's crying like that. I don't really know what's going on, what mechanism the government is putting in place. That when people go to government area, government land, they are there. Yes, it belongs to the government. But again, some of these things you can look at it and you say, okay, these are my people. Government gets so many land. I don't know what the AFL want to do, but government gets so many land. They can still go there if you know there is no mean to compensate the people, even though being on government property, it is not your right. You're supposed to do so. But looking at what is happening in the country now, the hardship in the country is just too much. People struggling to make life, and you keep carrying on evasion of making your people homeless in the country. I don't think that's going to be good for the administration. See how the lily is crying? You see, it is heartbreaking, my man.
Well,
We
thank
need
you,
more.
Mark. My brother, good evening and welcome.
What's up, Mayborn, and hi to the listening audience of Sktv. A little bit. It's so sad, Mayborn. I don't know what to say. It's becoming a national trend. Maybe this might just be the trigger of a nationwide debate, or maybe the revisitation of the Land Reform Act, because it's about time that we address this issue, because this issue has the propensity to throw this country into chaos. Like I said, when you do history, there is no other dispute that brought more chaos to the world than land dispute. Empires taking over smaller piece of land and inserting their power. Even the great United States. Are you aware that half of America was bought? Mabel, we bought Alaska from Russia. The largest land purchase was what they call the Louisiana Purchase. More than 18 states in America were paid for by we bought it from the French. California, Texas, Arizona, America bought it from the Spanish. So the thing about land is nothing easy, especially for a post-war nation, and you got a tribal sentiment all over the country from Gantad, whatsoever. It's about time that I think the whole nation take on this issue, because we cannot sit by and just allow things to happen and hope that things will be okay. Is one family after another, is one community to the next community. This issue is bringing total rift. I don't know, maybe the president, he's not concerned, because we are yet to hear a statement from him. This thing been happening for a little over a week now, and you cannot get no redress from the man who happens to be the commander-in-chief. But like they always say, elections do have consequences. They knew where they signed up for. I'm not here to play politics because I know people are struggling. But at the end of the day, politics will still come front and center, because who's going to address this issue? Now, here's the thing. You got so many moving parts to one story. 1 minute, the person carrying the demolition is not given a right to carry on the demolition. The next day, the government is not aware. The next day, the man who carrying the demolition trying to compensate people, even though the compensation means nothing, almost like a drop in the bucket. Another day, you see AFL. Okay, if the government is not aware, you're telling me how come? We barely see AFL often in Liberia. Now you are telling me AFL is involved in land dispute, but you are still telling me the government is not aware. How do we make sense of it? It's almost like one contradiction after another, one confusion after another, no hay and no tail, but yet our people are in their own country like they are slaves. So what can we say, people? I said the only thing I would do, our job here, when things are happening in the country, we give a unbiased report. We give it to the public out there. It's left for the religious community, the politicians, civil society. They can take it from there. We only come here on Sktv, thank God the chairmanability and the crew over there, they gave us this platform to raise up this issue. That's the most we can do. We will do our best. We won't take a side. We will get the views from the people in power versus our people. But I'm here merely for our people. I could care less about who's in power. That's not my concern. But when you see this thing happening on the daily basis, the images alone, most especially women with children, then it becomes gut-wrenching. It's become heartbreaking. You can't, remember, sometimes when things happen to people, you don't really feel it because you are not in the direct line of being hit. But sometimes when you go to bed, those images alone will stay with you. You know one thing about the human brain, it does not forget picture. When last night I was sleeping, the only thing I could think of was the lady who was crying the day before with her 3 kids, saying that her businesses and everything is going. She didn't even know where to start from. Matter of fact, she's seriously sick. She had to go seek medical treatment outside of the country, only coming to a broken home. Where do you expect her to go? Even when it comes to the legality of Melbourne, when it comes to land dispute, there are times where even the government can use our own common sense, our own discretion. How do we allocate resources to transition people? Even if we get a project, how fast the project will be, because it all depends the urgency of the project. Let's assume the government want to build an overpass. Okay, if you know you are not going to fund out that project within a year, maybe you can extend the length of time to give people adequate space to readjust. That is if we are using eminent domain law. But we cannot even establish the basic premise of this argument as to who is carrying on this thing. Whether it's the public works ministry, whether the people in the higher ups are aware, whether squatters are being pushed or they were giving notice. But we are hearing from people that say they are the original owner of this land with legitimate document, and yet you are using bulldozer to kind of ransack their property. Man, maybe let me stop there. I don't know. I can't make sense of it.
But I want to know something. I can't really understand. These people claiming that they bought this land in the 80s and they been over there. This man who carried on the demolition said he bought the land 2017, and the person he bought the land for told him that there was a vacant land that nobody was on this land. Does that make any sense? Somebody just say I said in the land, nobody there. Did you buy the land? Where were you? You just bought the land. We are going to see the land, because people say, get their document that they bought it there in the 80s and they built a structure, they been there. And you say the person you bought it from, they told you that nobody was on the land in 2017. So even when a year before I bought the land, I will send somebody to go and see. Oh yes, I will let somebody be working. Yet tell me say I said the land, nobody on that land, and you even send me picture of the land, and I go ahead and send money to Maybon. So this whole thing we don't know. Like you said, government will say we know that time, or later on government want to say this.
We have a question for you and then a mock on that same statement that you're making. But go ahead quickly.
Yes, I already learned what I was saying.
So my question here is, Maybon sell, or maybe Maybon selling something to you. Maybon is the maybe legitimate owner of the property. Maybon sell the property to you, and instead of Maybon now giving you this property rightfully to you as owner of this property, and Maybon, okay, people, I'm not transitioning from doing business with you people, and I send the property to Brother Ali or Mom. Maybon now out of the picture. The new owner of the property that you just said, 2017, now breaking down home. I want to know in our layman thinking, Mom, please help us, some of us, Brother Ali and the rest of the followers today. The person who sell the property to this person, and the person who bought the property, who have the full right to turn the property over to the legitimate owner, or to burn down properties, or to burn down homes. Is it the person who just buy the property, or the person who sell the property? Me, I want to know. I want to learn to admit I'm confused. So please help us.
For me, like now, like you said, as selling the property to you, and people been on that land from the 80s, like they are claiming, and I feel to myself that I'm the legal owner of that land, that I'm selling it to Maybon or selling it to Monk. I think I was supposed to go and make sure I demolish everywhere over there, I break all that structure down, because I feel to myself I get legal document the place for me. When I break everything down now, then I can say, oh yeah, Maybon, you can have the place. But I can sell it to you, then you going to break the place down. I should be the one to break it down and make sure I clear the land and sell it to you. For me, that's how I think. That's it. So, Monk, I know how you see it.
For me, I got a different perspective. You know, that's why I say this is where leadership comes in, right? You got one commander-in-chief. He carries an executive power. He can make one proclamation in one call and put a halt to this nonsense that is happening. Because if we cannot even establish the premise, you first want to know who's right. But you have some tenants telling you that these cases are still being litigated in court. So you cannot even tell the outcome of the court result, right? But yet you are carrying on demolition. So if the audience here listening to Sktv, they will ask yourself, okay, then how do we move forward? Who is wrong here? Who is in the wrong? Who's in the right? Because you cannot compensate people without government consent. That's one. Now you are bulldozing without power. And someone is telling you, no, the cases are still in court. So then who do we listen to? That's why I keep saying, only one man holds the gavel in Liberia as far as we are concerned. That's why we got something in government we call, how they call it, where we give our right to the government. I forgot the name. It will come to my mind. That's why one man carried the position of commanding officer or a chief executive. You come, you make a proclamation, you let this thing to come to a halt, you settle the score, you know exactly who's right, who's wrong, who's selling land illegitimate, who carried the right documentation. That's how you do it. But Maybe when you wake up today, it's in Satan, another community, one after another. People, businesses been destroyed. People, homes have been destroyed. Whole community run over. Where does it end? You're telling me that the government is not aware by seeing armed military men. How often do you see military soldiers involved in issues? It means that the government is aware. 1 minute, someone is telling you that, oh, they carry on an entire demolition, and you want to tell me that the lawmaker from that district is not aware. It's impossible. Either the government is playing games or the so-called investor is playing game. Because at this stage, I would take the side of the people. Every one of them cannot be wrong. It's impossible. So the only people that will be wrong, in my understanding, even though they are yet to come out to say it boldly, will be the people who are carrying the authority. Maybe I saw the other guy challenging, like I said, I couldn't find that video because it was a total contradiction of what we see happening. A guy from the public work ministry with a bulldozer and with few police officers challenging Sir Joseph. He said there's an executive function. You cannot interfere because you are a lawmaker. So I believe in that case, he knew he was right. That's why he would challenge a lawmaker, a senator of all people. Not even a local district, but he's talking about a senator from Monserrado County, the number one county in the whole country. You think he did it out of the blue sky? No, because he knows he has the backing of the state. But can we say the same for the other people? No. But then where is the president? Where is the president? Maybe that's the only question.
Indeed, Mark, you are quite correct. Where is our leader? Or those people who claim that they love Liberia, they want to think Liberia, and they want to build Liberia? What we are saying here today, we are not in support of who win or who not win kids. Because most of you out there today, your mindset is just about who win kids. Okay, Maybon is not talking on the radio. In case if Maybon go home, for example, Maybon without whom have been demolished without any kind of prior notice. That's what Mo is saying. Most of the people, they are saying that they have no notice, nothing to do with what has happened. But then again, who also will be talking and say, okay, yes, some of the people who are also claiming the property, it is their right. We are not saying it is not their right, though. It is their right. But take this into consideration. Where in this world that you will support one person against 100%? No, that made no sense. One person against 100%, or maybe 100 people, or as you may call, it made no sense. So that's what we are saying. And the issue more has now been escalating now to another level. This lady, even though we will go to her part, we're claiming that she has spent almost 400,000 just to have a investment on the property land that the armed forces of Liberia or through the Ministry of Defense are also claiming. And nothing has been done. The government, nobody want to react. She went to the Capitol building. She was seen there crying and so forth. So at the end of the day, are we not downplaying people just because maybe quote unquote they don't have, maybe they are not a rightful owner? Okay, let's assume maybe it's not the owner of True FM, but maybe is here. I've been working. So even so, if True FM owe me more, good. So let me just use the kind of scenario. So if True FM owe me, or maybe because of my time spent at True FM, are you saying that True FM or True FM should just put me out like that, Monk?
No, it doesn't work like that.
So that's what we're saying. So that's what we're saying. There are people who've been maintaining some of the lands up and down when the land was nowhere. But today, because other people have money and they want to claim the property or they want to claim the land, we've been hearing a lot of reports, unconfirmed information that other nationality or other people behind the same who have money pushing Liberians against each other. To this moment, oh yeah, maybe if you live somewhere, they plan for you, even the government. So, Monk, let us move back to our sister who are crying.
The problem, or maybe 1 minute, please. The problem here, even if this man is breaking the place down for him to carry on development, it's not a bad thing to develop a land, you see, but the manner in which it was done, this is what we're talking about. These people are over there, you want to move them from there. Even if you give them money, they ate the money, they refuse to move. You already have like all these things that I just shared with you. Take it to that representative, call the government attention. I pay these people and they agree, they sound willingly that they were going to leave. Up to this time, they have not yet moved. These are documents to show that everybody here received money. I pay them. And allow the government to see what they can do to take their people from over there. But just to come and break down their places, this is what we're talking about. We know development can with pain. We travel, when we go back home, we say, oh, look at our own country. When will Liberia be a better place? Yes, if you want to develop the land, that's cool. But the way in which you did it, this is what we are talking about. Nobody against development. You see? Go ahead.
Well, Mark, but Ali, you know, because maybe some of our people they don't understand some of these things. There are so many instances or cases that are ongoing. Government also demolishing places. So that place, I think, is a private owned place, right? Value.
That which of the area you're talking about? They play that
The 4th and 1st Street incident is another thing that had to do with government.
Enough for government.
Thank you. Government don't want to be anything there. So let's just make this clear.
Yeah, that in private area, we heard what the rumors we are getting around the corner is like he trying to give it to Lebanese to develop on it. He trying to give it to Indians. We don't know the actual story, but these are things that we are hearing, that he broke the place down for him to give it to those business people that in the country money for them to develop it. It's not a bad thing, as I said, to develop the area, but the way in which it was done, this is what we are talking about.
Yes, indeed. But even myself, we have been talking forever because I live in district number 8 for the past, in fact, all of my lives. Let me be frank. I just moved in Pittsfield. Let me be frank. I live in district number 8 forever so long. There are a lot of lands around that end that sometimes you see this around, you see the kind of structure that not necessary. But what we are saying here today is that the right way to take some of the lands? Is that the right way to claim some of the land? No. These people who build this around or this area or the makeshift, they've been maintaining the property or the land forever so long. So you can just tune it out like that. Even if the person is a car loader, the person load your car, like for example, that's the driver who have empathy. Always give the car loader something to appreciate the car loader just because the person load their car. I want you to happen something here, people, because some of you, the politics, nobody stopping you to not vote for Judah Burger for the past 50 years. It's up to you. I'm not stopping you to say, don't vote for Judah. No, it's up to you. You can vote for Judah Burger for the next 50 years. I have no issue. But what we are saying, we're talking about empathy. Because there are people who will serve you. How well are you going to respond to them? How well are you going to look at them? How well are you going to appreciate them? How well are you going to show them love? Is what matters. So who claim property? Who not claim property is none of our business here. But what we are saying is that the issue of empathy, love, what we're talking about. Mark, I don't know whether you're okay because we've been struggling to get you.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want for our listeners, we have a very different platform here. We tread our land carefully. We calibrate our words here. We don't want to sound political here. We are mostly independent, even though our views and opinion, people may not agree 100%, but we try our best as much as possible to be independent. When you tell people, the listeners, that the government should have empathy, then you are literally saying that the people are wrong, that the government is right. So it means the government gave them ample time, they were giving notice to move. Then you are asking the government to show some kind of a restraint. So if I sit here and say, oh, the way in which the government is doing it is not right, then it means that the government is right, using eminent domain law. They have the power to do that. Then it means the people are wrong. They almost like saying, if the government gave them 6 months to move and they drag their feet and they let it 6 months to elapse and the government actually need a place, then that's what I'm telling my audience. But when you got people telling me they have legitimate document to land that they are being removed from, when you have people telling me that some of the cases are still in court, then I cannot say the government, the way in which the government doing. No, I cannot say that. Because when you say the way in which the government is carrying on the demolition exercise is not right, then it means that the government is right legally, except that the way in which they are executing the demolition. So, which means you are buying time for the people who squat on those lands. Because I know when it comes to land law or eminent domain law, when you are squatter, you don't have right. The government can give you some little wiggle room, but you are not entitled to compensation or not. So I won't sit here and say, oh, the government is not doing it right or the government is doing it right. We first want to establish the premise as to who is wrong, who carries the legitimate power to either occupy their land that the parent bought, or if the government must compensate them or give them time to relocate. That's where the problem is. And we cannot tell. We cannot definitively say that the people are 100% wrong and the government is right because they were giving ample time and the government is legitimate owner of those property. People are telling they are private property. So how do I make the case of SKTV to our listening audience? It's almost impossible. That's why I keep asking, where is the president? Come and clarify this thing. You cannot have confusion all over the place. Then people will speculate. That's how him is. When you give people a reason to speculate, then they will keep speculating. You got to come out right and say, who is right? You give the claim, you give your documentation, you give paperwork to tell that, you know what, the people are in the wrong. Then I will tell the person, you know what, you brought this upon yourself. But until then, no, I will side with them. That's my view for now, Ali. I don't know. Where's your take on that? I'm not.
We waited to hear from the president. Yeah, the government had to say something. But this Satan land we're talking about, I think this is not a government land. I think it's on the second era now where they talk about the barrack. I think that's the government land. But this Satan where those people have been invaded, I think that's a private land. It's not a government land. Yeah. But that's on the second era. Like, I don't know. But the government, like I said, that place for the government, as they say it for them, that's on the second barrack where the people been squatting. And again, they are saying that they have all legal documents, they bought that place. Then, if the government is claiming this place and you people bought this place in the 80s and what have you, who did you buy this place from? That's the question now. That person need to be brought forward. This place, the government say the place belong to them and you sold the place to these people. Where did you get your deed from? How the place became yours that you were selling it to people? That's one of the questions to ask again. And also that Satan land, the man who bought it 2017 and people who bought it 1980, he need to come forward. I got a document he did that he sold that place 2017, so they can go and check the ACA and then they see those other people did. Like you said, Mom, we all know land dispute is not something to joke with. Even just among family, people killing one another just for land business is not something to joke with. Land war, that's a serious problem. And what is happening in the country now, every day, people cry for invasion, people coming breaking down their places that they've been living the rest of their life. They have done all of their investment. Where are they going to go? So the government keep being silent on this kind of thing. This kind of thing can be happening in the country where the whole country is upside down and nobody is speaking. You see?
And Ali, you said something concerning the land issue that is not only about bringing family rift. We all know that just on the family level, it can be war. So think about on the national level. And the thing about Labra is so many things happening at once when it comes to the land issue. The reason land issue is so contemptuous is the fact that land is legacy. It's not like a plant that you can grow and say, I will call it tomorrow and grow another one. No, we don't expand on land. Everywhere in the world, people always have land reform law. Because as population increases, the land is not growing with the population. No, the land is fixed. It's a fixed capital. It's not Liberia. We are a small country. I think 38,000 square miles. Now, because of the economic activity, everybody is concentrating in Montserrat County or the Monrovia and its environs. So you will always have land dispute issue. People will keep buying land. So when you come with a reform, then you know how to move forward. Then you start cracking down against people who are selling land illegally. But until then, can you tell me that little dispute happening now? You can't even address it. So why would I want to sit here and believe that a government like Liberia will come to a senses to bring about land reform, to crack down on illegal sellers? No, they base it to even establish who carry legitimacy in this case with few families or community. You cannot even handle it. What happens if we got 10 of this event happening simultaneously all over the country? Isn't our civil war already?
That's another war. That's
Yeah.
another war.
Oh, money, oh, I just actually for like 30 days, oh. I just like me, oh, I can't get out, oh, I can't get out, oh. International community comes over here, oh, La Bira, oh, La Bira. Oh, my people, now they got La Bira who want it, oh. Now they got La Bira who want it, oh. Now they talk about La Bira who want it, oh. Rescue team, oh. You say you get to rescue us, oh. I tried it, oh. I tried it, oh. I tried it, oh. Rescue team, oh. You say you get to rescue us, oh. I tried it, oh. And the people talk about property, oh. But your time to US, oh. We tried it, oh. Oh, my money. My money, oh. I just actually for like 30 days, oh. I just like me, oh. I get.
Well, so that's it. For ever so long, sometimes people will say that most of our mothers, our sisters, they were not having the opportunity to own property, to own land, but they learned right out of 2018. At least, our mothers, our sisters now, they were able at least to own property. But with all of the kind of thing happening, going back to back, for me, Mark and that about you, and I even know, but we are no longer safe anymore. Let me just say that to all of you out there who following us and who listen to us, you're not safe. People may ask you, oh, maybe, what happened if in case you are on government land? No. We're not talking about government land here. If you're talking about government land, that means the government land, the government will tell you or they will inform you that indeed that land belongs to them. But if you are squatting on government land, though, but if you, like Mom just said, if you pay your money and buy the land, maybe from someone, maybe from the citizen, or maybe from the private citizen, right? That means that land belongs to you. It's no longer government land. But government land is there. When government ready, they will tell you that indeed they're ready for the land and they want the land to, maybe they want the land for, maybe for it to be used for some kind of purpose. That one, all of us here, we agree. And we tell the government that yes, please do something, give the people time and make sure that at least that they are okay. But for now, I'm better. Everybody squatting, people are claiming land, people are moving back to back, and it's just quite frustrating for me. So we are no longer safe. Every time I see Mabel now on this radio, when I'm going home, I will tell you that I'll be asking for two things. I'll be asking for LEC. I'll be asking what are my horses in tight. Thank you.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
like what Mr. Connor is saying here. There's a guy, his parents bought a home in that place, 1948, and he's now 50 years old, and he still have his deed for that property in that same time, 1948. So where the man coming from now with 2017 D saying that he bought the place from somebody in 2017, coming to break down people places when somebody get 1948 D in their possession for that era. So the government really need to, this thing here, even though yes, we know money shake hand, but the other money shaking hand, if we really get a government that is there to protect its citizens, something will come up from this thing. Yes, because it can't just happen like this. Your 2017 D, the person you bought that place for 2017, they had to come with their own 1930 D to show that, oh yeah, those people bought in 1948 and I bought in 1930. Then we know now what's going on. But there's a big hand behind this. Yes. Go ahead, Mom.
National community comes over here. My money, oh, I just actually for like 30 days, oh. I just like me, oh, I can't get out, oh, I can't get out, oh. International community comes over here, oh, La Bira, oh, La Bira. Oh, my people, now they got La
who want that. Oh, now they cannot be who want that. Oh, now they cannot be who want that. Oh, rescue team. Oh, you say you can go rescue us. Oh, I tried it. Oh, I tried it. Oh, I tried it. Rescue team, you say you can go rescue us, I tried it, and if people talk about property, 500,000 US, we tried it.
Ali, like $500,000 Can you imagine? That's not small kind of thing.
Yes, that's 500,000.
Even 100,000.
That's a million.
That's not a small investment, but yet these are the people. I don't know whether we'll take a break or we'll just go ahead on the Melbourne return, but it's sad. I'm a little bit stressed out with this issue. It's been 3 days in a row. Nobody's saying anything. Well, our major opposition leader, maybe they need to hold a joint conference. Maybe it will get the president's attention, saying he's a don't care. Matter of fact, that his standard operating procedure in politics. He does not say anything about national issues, so it not screams to me. That's why I keep saying no matter what, there will always be a political component. Because the one thing I know, we got something they call the social contract theory. We got elected officials and representatives that sort of be there to seek our interests. We give them that power. So when you hear someone crying about international community, and the one thing I hate, we never voted for international community.
Yes.
Like when every small thing they go international, no, they are not responsible for us. If you want international community, then scrap your government. Then ban your constitution and abolish your constitution. You cannot go to an election, you stand in line, you cast a ballot for somebody that call himself a commander-in-chief. And then when there is a national crisis going on, he's nowhere to be seen. International community, are you serious to come and do what? You have Land Right Act, you have constitution, you have a legitimate government, 3 branches of government, including the courts. And our people, they're crying for international community. We can't be serious. We're not ready yet, my brother. It's sad. It is sad. Shit. That's all I can say while you for now.
This land issue, you know, Monse I saw it, you know, it just somehow scary. I keep thinking, I really thinking right now, I want to go be checking all in the archive in Liberia now. Yeah, because we that in the diaspora, we have to be very careful. Yeah, we have to be very careful. We work hard for our money, and we are not going to buy land 18 Liberia, develop it, and then tomorrow time to come, somebody come and say, oh, that place for me. We have to be careful. Even buy land from family now, you have to be very careful. When somebody say, oh yes, I want managing our family land and thing, get to the other brothers, uncle and thing. Make sure, go to the archive, go and check if yes, this land for them. Because these are some of the things that will happen. You go, you buy land for a certain family, and at the end of the day, another family will come, they say, no, they are not the rightful family that's supposed to sell that land. This thing been going on. And what we see in the country now is scary. And the government is not saying anything. 3 days now, the people crying, the whole internet, all the radio station, every day. Yet then the government can only tell us that they don't know anything about it.
Your someone will come and tell you that you are speculating. What do you want me to do? If the government has also come out and make an official statement to give people some kind of a guarantee or some kind of a reassurance, if they are nowhere to be seen, then people will keep speculating.
Yes. You see?
That's it. But I want to say something. I will hang in because I saw something yesterday. I think I shared the link with you for a government who is yet to take a position on this land issue. And then when you look at the investment side, especially from one of the sister called yesterday from about poisoning water that have been poisoned in Grand Cape, my county. I saw something from the Associated Press yesterday that I shared with both you and Mabel. We talked about that too, because it's the same thing. Yeah, you are the people that keep flying around. Oh, people should invest in the country. Does your country look like a place for investment? You can't even settle a land dispute with your own citizen. So think about foreign interest with foreign, how they can call it, with investment coming into your country. Simple land dispute at a community level. You can't even handle it. The whole country is still confused. We don't know who's who, who's right, who's wrong. Whether cases in court, whether they have been litigated with an outcome, no. But yet, talking about people should come to the country to make investment. Yeah. Deal with the one out there with you first. Handle them.
You know, Beatrice, I don't know how some of you sometimes can be thinking. You're talking, oh, the war is over, the people should go back where they're coming from, this and that, and what have you. Even if you came to Monrovia during the war, you came from your late village, you came Monrovia during the war, and you left in Monrovia now, you came more time, you find it suitable to live there, and you had your money, and then you went, you bought a land and built a house, and you've been living there happily with your family for the past 15, 20 years. Why you people will be talking? So meaning that everybody, people that have been evicted, these are people that just keep from in the interior and they were squatting on people's land. You can be saying,
what the heck does it mean that people should go back to where they came from anyway?
Where they
you don't know that people are liberated to roam anywhere within the borders of Liberia, whether they want to go to bombing, is their choice. So why do you mean that people should go back to where they came from? What that's supposed to mean? And there's a female talking. You see your friend women in crying their life, their investment, their businesses, their property, and there's why you got to say, are you serious? Wow.
You know that the same thing we're talking, whenever you are saying something, people will come with or party sentiment. Yeah, because, oh yeah, this is my government, so anything they do is right. Yeah, okay, no problem. This is not about politics, but what happening to these people now? Just empathize it. Why if it were you to be in that condition? You see, these people that have been evicted is not to say, oh yeah, they just keep from up interior doing the war they key, and they just when they build on people land, they don't want to go back. No. Because most of the time, like what people will say, oh, everybody want to be in the city, they don't want to go back in the interior, everybody want to be in Moreover. Were you born to just be in they told you, oh yes, say your people born you in the interior for that reason, just the rest of your life, just stay in the interior, don't go in the city. This kind of thing, they are not good. When people are in tears, if you get nothing to say, just forget about it. Don't make it out of politics. This is not about politics. You see, this is about human being. These people sleeping all in the street, they have been all in the street there, even take shower to get food to eat. People are now calling on people to come to their aid, and you get a government that cannot even say speak, and you are there to protect your citizen. You see, come out and say something.
Well, we're not on the radio. I just want to read something very short from the former president, Madam Sktv. I think it was posted by the Spoon Network, I think like an hour ago. And this is where I say, this is what we got to hear from the president in terms of reassurance as to make this thing clear. This is what it wrote. Ali, just hold on here 1 second. It says, former President Sktv had shown her support behind Joseph Nyeman Boaga's decision to crack down on illegal occupation of public land across Liberia. Speaking on Wednesday on the state radio, ELBC, the former president described the move as a positive and necessary step protecting national assets and ensuring lawful land management. Sktv, however, urged the government to go further by strengthening enforcement measures to prevent public lands from being encroached upon. She says safeguarding public property is critical to national development and long-term planning. The former president also called citizens to responsibly develop and manage their private owned land, noting that a proper land use can help reduce dispute and prevent unauthorized takeover. Okay, there's what my problem is. Nobody is saying the government cannot go and grab our land. We know that I would say we got to separate the eminent domain from people who hold their official deeds and license or permit or whatsoever. And who is right? We know we got to follow the law. The law is the law. The law will always be the law. But we cannot establish where the law is at a point. So how can I say I want to back the government to stop or squatters from encroaching on public assets? No. People are telling me I have my deed. I bought my land in the 80s. Some people are telling me we are in court. Some people say, oh, no, we got our land, but this thing is almost like a cultural thing. It's almost like a tradition where people with power can just come and just grab our land. How do we establish the basic premise of this argument? If you want to tell me that all the people crying in this video, if they are wrong, then we will say the government is right. But until then, we will keep speculating. So, Madam Sktv, I don't know whether you're listening to the Sktv. I understand the point, the legitimate argument in terms of the government protecting private assets. But the question is, we cannot establish. That's where the problem is. We cannot establish where the government is being right and where the people themselves carry some kind of a protection under the same law by virtue of holding their personal land deal. Then who is telling the truth?
That's
One
where
thing the government is saying they're not aware, but then you tell the government to strengthen the enforcement effort. How do you enforce you strengthen enforcement effort in the absence of establishing legitimacy? So who is the legitimate owner of the land? That's what we want. And then the thing is over with.
That's why we want to know. Like now, these people coming with that 1948 D, people coming with 1980 D, somebody coming with 2017 D. This is time that the government need to step in now. We get those people who responsible for land basically in the country. Everybody come with their deed, they go to the archive, and then they will know, oh yes, who's the actual owner of this land. But now the government is not saying anything. Then why how can we speak for the government when the government don't want to say anything? So people who are coming on with that document, people who are coming on with that document, oh yeah, I bought the player 1980 and 1948, my parents bought the play, even though they die, I still get a D in my possession. And we will be talking for that till the government can come out and speak and say, oh no, the place belongs to the government, and then let the government come with that 1910 D. Then we'll be asking them the government owner D is 1910. How you got your owner D 1948, 1950, 1960? Well, now the government is silent. They are not saying anything. This is where the problem is. Everybody want development. We're not against development. Yes, well, a way in which you are going to remove your people, it should be done in. First of all, these people, you the government, you're responsible to protect them. So even if they were over there, you want to take them from there, know how to deal with your people. They are your own citizens. They are not foreigners. You see? So like they land business, we have to be careful. We don't want to go into another land war in the country.
I know. You don't want that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Mabon get back, we will go follow into this topic, and it's so sad. But that's the reality. And land issue will not stop. And you know, when people say, oh, the people got the land, but it's not in the archive, then it's incumbent upon the government. It means the government cannot keep up to date. Then it means you only be generating more crisis because your archives have to be up to date. And when you are telling me that you cannot update your archive, then how do I know the land belongs to the government? You don't have record to even claim your own property as a government.
Yes.
So we're going to go and update the National Archive to make sure the people that are in possession of their deed, that deed is being recorded and they can match that deed in the national database. Or we don't want to put money together, give a go for me to go and do that one too? Yeah. Or we should call the international community. The government will claim that they want to repossess state assets. They don't even have a record to legitimately claim land on their own. So talk about private citizen. Maybe so if you are telling me
so
that go ahead. You're trying to ask me a question. Sorry.
Yeah. So to that, they just using their power, to control or maybe to take away so many properties. And you very more. Because we're in this world that we'll be living, that government of ours will not be able to tell that from here all the way to, for example, we're into Polo, from here maybe to Congo town. This is the kind of land, and this area is alley, this area for government, this area is private land, this area is this and that. No, nothing.
So how you basing that? So maybe here's the thing. That's why I keep telling you. Then at the end of the day, the people might likely be right. Because if you are telling me these people are illegitimate squatters, right? But they are telling that they have record, they have their deal dating back to the 80s, the early 90s or early 2000s, maybe 25, 30 years ago, right? They've been on those property. If you are telling me the National Archives is not up to date, then the government cannot say she about to claim land that is rightfully belongs to the government. Because then why are you going to tell me which benchmark are you using, which yardstick to give you the legitimacy that the land that people are on for you too? Because the archive is not updated. Then second of all,
and that's the thing that even happening with this second bill. Every freak and speak to the power.
Maybe like get one side of the question. Let me end. You coming? Maybe let me end. You coming? Like get one side I give you. Just on the government side, because it means if the archives are not updated to meet present day reality, then the government side cannot claim legitimate land because there is no proof to make that claim. Second of all, The people who are selling land illegitimately, then you're giving them more leverage to do it more because they will keep selling, so you have nothing to prove that the land they are selling is illegitimate. So then how can the people become victims? It makes no sense. But anyway, go ahead, bro. Let me stop there.
Yeah, so no, Monk, you just said everything, and you're right. That's why, because the government have the power. By the time you open the land, people say that land a government land. How sure are you that that land belongs to government? So the one Monk is saying, all right, all right. Some of the land, let me be frank, like I said yesterday, most of the churches, some of you don't even know. Some of the churches today you're going to, some of the churches are even at school. Most of the land were given to our, in fact, was given to the people by our forefathers, free of charge, just so that they can build school and build church, build hospital. But today, they are the one that claiming all of the entire community. Monk, I think the entire issue, look, the government will not come on now and tell which land belongs to government, which land belongs to private citizen, and which land belongs to the government, belong to the community. Because, Monk, this is interesting and this is frustrating that our people, who once upon a time was the owner of the lands, and they decided to get the land to people who they claim that some of the people were good people who want to change their lives and also the life of their children and give them the maybe the lands. Today, they are the same group of people today who turning against the grandchildren of these people. So it's frustrating. You look, more what you just said is interesting. Government, you got to tell us which land are you own, which land belong to the community, which land belong to the private citizen. We want to know. Because if you don't do, that means you're just using your power. You are violating the right of the people, because most of the people they are claiming that most of the land belong to them. So how can we not differentiate which land belong to this other group and which land belong to other private citizens? So, my brother, thank God, at least, even if everybody will move the way they want to move, some of us will not go that way. Because, honestly, like, for me, I'm from Grand Jeda, let me be frank. I'm from Putu Mountain. If you go back to the mountain, by the time you call the name of my late grandfather, they saying I'm buried today, you will tell that yes, indeed, they live in the mountain, they've been here forever so long. So there's nothing they can tell us about land that we don't know about. Our forefathers, they gave the land out to so many people who claim that they were religious people. Oh yeah, they person good. They want build school. They want build hospital. Our people gave you 4 or 5 acres of land. Some of it is corner everything, and you're turning everything against the grandchildren of these people. But my brother, that's it. So government got to come out and tell us exactly as to which land they own. Because if you don't do, because all of the claims and counterclaims are eye-opener for those of us who want to buy land. Some of you who already purchased land, some of you who are already living into some of the houses, you are not safe anymore, because you can be the next person of target, or they can take you out while you're in there. They can break down your home. Because why? Someone will tell you that yes, I bought the land 2017, I bought the land from the other person. Who at the point that you bought the land from? But Mark, another thing, because for me it's frustrating that the entire issue of land business in Liberia, no hair, no take. Even if you bring the land surveyor, yeah, God.
Yeah, the problem, Robert, that's the fight. Why you saying that's the fight? You had to go and do that. This time now, when you get there, you really need to go and check. Oh, the government had to come out. These people are claiming that they bought these places, they had their deal. And if the government is saying, "Oh yeah, they place for them," then easy as that. Let the government come. That law that government can get D. Government too should be having D. If they say they land for them.
Oh yes.
The government too should be having D and say, "Oh yeah, they land belongs to the government." They say the D that the government has. So who did you buy this place from? They can't just be saying they land for them. And people say for them, they are coming with D to prove that it's for them, and government cannot come out with D. They only say that they pay belongs to them. Like you said, or maybe they want to use their power. Maybe that's what they are doing, which is not good.
Wow. And that's the truth. That's why you got a national account to separate, or private land versus public land. But it seems that the government cannot even defend her own so-called land grab. That's why they are quiet, maybe. That's the reason. They are not sure of their own account. They cannot make the case. Then how do you take people land that claim to be private? How?
So that means when you go back to the Land Right Act of 2018, you know, there are so many. In fact, they differentiate everything into, I think, about 4 categories, or actually may call, because they have the private, they have the public, they have the government, and they have the customary land, and so forth. Today, Liberia, government of Liberia, President Joseph Yema Boakai, the elderly man who lived for ever so long, who served our society for 43 years. Honorable President can do everything he can do. I will tell you here today, there are a lot of schools, but right now, look, our children will be going to school free of charge. There you go. You can take a line. Free of charge.
Free of charge.
Free of charge, because our great-grandparents gave them land free. But today,
you're working in the country, you're paying taxes. What they do with your taxes? Now you're still paying, you have to go be registering on $5,000 in government school and $3,000 in government school for your child to go to school. What are they doing with your taxes?
Your parents, they fought hard to maintain the land. Yes. All of the land, they maintain everything and gave it to these quote-unquote religious people who claim that they wanted to change lives today. Most of the people we see them today, we don't want to call him here. I will not call him. As soon as I call one name, they will know that, in fact, yes, maybe one of some of the activities. But most of the religious people is here around today. All the land that they are claiming here and there, free of charge. The hospital that they also build on the land, free of charge. But they abuse you. They use, because they have the power, they go back to the same land authority. And some of the people in, like Mo was saying, into the organization or the institution, they know this thing well. So that, for example, maybe I want to buy land. I go to the land authority, they will tell me that, oh, yeah, maybe that land is on this, so it's for government. But and you want it? I say, yes, yeah, okay. We can give it to you. Unless they do, because these are things that happen, that people have been complaining about. If the land issue not solved from now to the year end, government put a serious attention to the land issues. That means any of us who claim that we have properties, that property not be done to you. 10 years from now, they remove you. 15 years from now, they remove you. They hire bidder. So some of you now, you're just living somewhere. I don't maybe get the huge money.
The highest bidder.
Oh yeah.
You know, maybe when I read an article from the Associated Press yesterday, how people are drinking cyanide, arsenic, and copper water in Grand Cape County, and how the EPA in Liberia, they cannot even hold. You know, when they carry this periodic update as to check the level of pollution, there was a leak in Grand Cape County in 2022, and the government won't even hold those people up to account, right? That they won't even hold them accountable for the spill. So there was something profound the other lady said day before yesterday. She said, in this country, when you don't have money, you are nobody. You will want to believe that the reason your government exists is to give you some kind of a protection and kind of a reassurance. And it just happening all over. So it seems like you who carry more power, you can do anything you want to do, even if you want land. So I guess people with money now, they can just sit and say, okay, you know I see the strategic piece of land. I think I can go and make money to change hands. And I can just tell people that this government land, and I can use the same government officials to come and just evict people. Because if you cannot tell me private property, you don't have an archive to run document through, to verify, to update, then more than likely, if I want a particular piece of land, I'm able to go behind the scene and just come and just evict people. Because you got money, you got power, you got the connection, you got the influence. That's what's happening. Because even on the corporate side, it's the same thing that happened. The people been crying from 2022. Like, can you imagine? I'm talking about the AP of America here. They the one came out with an article yesterday that cyanide, some of the most personal substances on the planet, for that beer mountain in Grand Cape County. how they are causing environmental damages. All the people, or drinking water is polluted. You can't even provide basic services for your people. Then even when it comes to protect their interests, you can't do it for them. Then why is the essence of having a government? People are drinking cyanide. We're talking about arsenic, copper in the water at a higher level. And you can't even hear nothing. And then the watchdog group, the human rights reports, the government, even when the people fail to meet their EPA obligation, they cannot even hold them into account. But here you are, paying people to go and invade people. Can't even provide basic services for them. No problem. Your own record, you get
Mark, let me be frank. Most of the organizations and so forth, they now prove to some of us that they were just against certain group of people. Look, from all indications, because if an organization that stand up, or maybe that's standing up for a truth, or maybe that want to see the real thing being done, will not go the way they are behaving or the way they're going. But it's like it just proved to me now that what the lesson of Prince Wild Johnson said, that most of our religious people, they connive and they brought war in the country and killed the former president, and I believe that 100%. Because no name, Monk, from all indications, how come they are all silent? Yesterday they were watchdog. All of them yesterday, by the time they go to all of their quote unquote they are preaching. They will say everything that they want to say. But today, they are not telling us that. Maybe when you pray. Pray for who? When yesterday you were standing up that indeed things was bad, things was terrible. Okay, so we should pray for lesbianism and the issue of gay business. We should not pray. Look, I can't even get anything anymore. Now I understand that some of you, some of the people that you follow me, they are terrible. You gotta be careful. They will lead you into temptation, because according to the Lord's prayer, lead me not into temptation, but people will lead you into temptation. So, Mark, you're right. The issue of land, the issue of what happening, my brother, people take sides because they think that they have to take sides because it's their political party. It is their person who in power. So they can easily criticize that person because it is their person. Amen. Religious people of all.
Yeah, they care.
Religious people learn issue, and you're not talking.
No. One of them spoke because I think they broke a school down. I the only one I heard talking. In the front page Africa, when you read the article concerning the whole land stuff, one of them was talking about how the children are getting ready to go and take their test. I think her school was part of the demolition. So the only reason she was talking because they wish it was school. But as a unit, as a group, the entire interfaith mediation council, or whatever they call themselves now, or whatever name they gave themselves, we won't hear anything from them. If the president is not going to speak, why make you think people are going to speak about this issue? And the funny thing, maybe like I said, from that Associated Press article, do you know the government stake in Beer Mountain is only 5% stake ownership? I was on the chat 3 days ago, or 3 days ago, for the first time, gold read the highest in history on the stock market. You know how much of an ounce of gold, maybe $5,500. You get an entire company, your resources, and you only get 5% ownership stake in it. Bro, the government share in Beer Mountain is only 5%. Which country in the world that you know of, Ali, in this modern day and age, will get less than 30% stake in any company? Your country stake in Beer Mountain is only 5% stake. While an ounce of gold on the stock exchange 3 days ago, I think it just dropped to, I think, 4,900. It went at $5,500 for an ounce of gold. But yet the people that live in the mountainous area where they are digging the gold, they're drinking poisonous water. They will die. Their children will die. They are in some deep mess. They are drinking cyanide. All their livelihood, their little fishing, their ponds, their creeks, the fishes are floating over the water from chemical poisoning. Toxic waste. At the country you find yourself in there. Yeah. At the country there for you, my brother.
The issue about Grand Cave, man, can't take you, John. The Beer Mountain, like that cyanide water kill the fishes, the animals all around there. The people been drinking it, they've been complaining. This is something that started saying 2016, 2017 up to present. Because when we build the factory and we build all the CRL tank, the go room, and all of these things, and then you have the cyanide in those CRL tank, because the cyanide is the last chemical that can bake the gold. If you see the gold that coming from Grand Cape, man can take Kinjor, it just like a dead bricks. Get how we can see the dead black, or that how the machine can bake it. And when we were doing that project, like my manager told me, he said, right after the project, when the people mine for even less than a year, they finish making all that profit. They finish getting all that money. Anything they do here now, they will just be profit making the rest of their life, because they had to relocate the town. We had old Kinjo, new Kinjo, because where the town was, they were on the mini road, so they had to relocate the town to where the people are. And I said that this is something that started ever since. But like they said, those EPA, when they go over there, they see the people complaining. When they enter Beer Matthew compound, they come with an envelope. The only thing they will tell you, we just talk to the people, they're going to direct the sauna water for it to, because you're going in the water and you're down there, you're drinking the water and what have you, is not good. We already talked to them, the government have found them. That's all they will say. This is something that has been happening since 2017. You see, because we did our work during the Ebola time, and we started 2013, 14, 15, and we're finished with that project. You see, so that cyanide and that one of the most dangerous chemicals. Even when the project ended, when we got you building that place, they wanted me to continue working there as material controller. When my boss man told me, he said, in the Western world, people that work in the cyanide division, they only work for 6 months. Company pay them up, because working there longer time, you are damaging your health. And this is why today most of our brothers that worked at the reagent where the cyanide is stored, sometimes they will just tell you, oh, that person was just vomiting blood, they die, because that thing is eating them up, but they don't.
It causes brain aneurysm. It can
Yes.
destroy the brain. That's why they don't want you staying there for long, because it's very toxic.
It's toxic, and that's how I refused the offer to work there, because I told them, when my boss man told me, I told them I can only work for 6 months. They said no, and they didn't take the offer. But mom, just imagine, I was a material controller. When we were offloading cyanide, and my boss man tell me, be careful. Mom, that thing, just a drop of it got on the ground. If you see how that thing hit the ground, that whole place, you can't believe it, to tell you how dangerous it is. You see what I been telling you? The thing, when you offloading it, you have to be very careful, because one drip of that water, when you get on your skin, it will boil your skin down to your bone, to tell you how dangerous it is. And we have people in Great Cape County, lawmakers, senators, they see what that people going through. That whole place, the mangrove water, the river, everything have been damaged with the cyanide waste. Because they even able to control it, they had deco, and stay. They can control the cyanide waste, and EPA, they are not doing anything. Monk, when we got you with that work, when the chopper ready to come and take the gold, because at that time they paid the spring fee, the chopper used to come right behind the screening building. That where the chopper used to come. When the chopper come to that place, when you see our men, those guys, as if to say they are going on the war front.
Yeah, because it's gold now. Gold is very expensive.
This men, they will come early in the morning. The chopper used to come every Thursday to come take the gold from King George. Those guys will come, they will be standing like on the war front with their gunmen facing the bush to see if anything will happen. And they will see them with the boxes. Just the people running with ammo. Running, they go, they put that thing in the chapel, RRA straight. And Beer Mountain and Orius Mining, these were the two companies. After they did the mining for 1 year, Orius Mining were already rich, as my boss man told me. And I had they sold their share to the Turkish people. So today, Beer Mountain is still over there. And you get MSG, gold mine, all the thing. The other Turkish billionaire will just go in buy share. When you finish get your richer, he said it to your brother. So this is why today you see Beer Mountain and the Turkish people. And like you said, yes, 5% that what Liberia getting for everything that going on in Great Cape County, 5% that what the government is getting. And these are some of the things Charles Taylor told them doing the exploration. He said, you can do all your exploration when you're ready to work here. It's 50-50. I don't care what you do. So they slow down that whole thing. It was doing Malasedi Neta immediately. when B.M. Martin they started operation, we started building that place. So that's what happened in Grand Makati. And you see the player Dungo Bungoma, I work to this area. B.M. Martin is also operating there. But see the school building.
Wow.
Senior Fremont, they coming from Grand Makati. All the natural resources, all the gold and diamond, we install the agitators then I will put to the gold room. Not just gold the people taking from King George. There are so many minerals they taking from there and they know about it. But the moment they go, they enter that compound. When they come outside with that envelope, they will just tell that people then, oh, why so, when you are no better, and Jaffe Bayware, Jaffe and I need Utiaben, and the people still working, no money. You see, they building the place. The people, when you see the ball mill that they building, it double the one that we did there.
So let's go to the line to hear out our people.
But the people keep investing, they keep building the ball mill. It's not easy there. That's the rough for us.
Yeah, how are you talking about the EPA, the other people? No, they're doing something. The only thing they can do there is to go there and collect.
Yeah. They can only go collect.
So the people doing something. How you say the people doing that? The people collecting. You see the photo down there. Some of you down there. This is River G. See the classroom of the future leaders. Some of you who are watching. See this place. Then they want us to come here and behave. They want to call and say, maybe you can do that. No. When I come here now, even it costs for children to really take me off. I care less anymore. Because the livelihood of our people is frustrating. So if you want to say anything that you want to say, but some of us will no longer want to hold on anymore because it will be our children or maybe our great-grandchildren. But anyway, let's go to the line and interact with our callers. Hello, David King, quickly, go. Hello?
Good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
Yeah, David King, and I join you from my San Jose residence. You know, what is going on in Monrovia is quite exciting. The issue of our land grab, no one should lie to you, live on, and the government is not aware. The government is aware of what is going on. If the government can provide armed police, well-armed, brand new weapons that came from Turkey, the very Turkey government you're lecturing about, that they brought two conjunction of new weapons. Weapon I see today, the police, the Turkey people brought it into the country. And these are the guns that they will issue the PSU, they will go and demolish both places. Today, if somebody tell you that Joseph Walker is not aware of what's going on in Liberia, then that person must be dreaming. Everything that's happening in Liberia today is that Walker is aware, and this is why you will not speak to it. Mayor Walker has been like this for the PRC time today. And just how they are destroying Liberia and doing nothing, let's look back 2013, the federal land deal. You know what happened on federal chopper? They program people structure. Today that place you can put $100, you can rail there but in a budget. Nothing is taking place there. They are breaking places everywhere. From Peace Island to Cali, Georgia, from Cali, Georgia to FDRD, Georgia. Now we have an FDU community.
Oh, yes.
Also, we have a ticket to factory. So why you just destroy people's life and doing nothing? Look at that. They are about to carry on another simulation. Beyond it, it's one police station there. What is this? Is this the kind of way you came to rescue people? To put people in distress?
All right. Thank you so much, David King, to this call up quickly. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Lebon. And let me say good evening to the King of Talent. This is two things. Take care anyway, I'm not taking care meeting for time. Part of it is show religiously. But Lebon, let me say this. You part of development in other countries, like Ghana, Nigeria, when they were on a part of development, people were not eating 3 times a day and going to bed.
When Nigeria, hello. When Nigeria was on a path of development, which year? Tell us. Don't just say things and just move like that. No, which year? Tell us. And you know we're talking about that. We're talking about Liberia. You go down to Nigeria. So tell which year that happened. No, but I don't want you to make point and maybe some of the point that you be making maybe may not be true.
When I
Hello, today's caller, good evening. Yeah, but go ahead.
I'm purely willing. I speak for the common people and their chairman. I join from so many districts. Or you know, the other party neighbor always been like this. Remember the Farmington deal. Farmington is in Liberia with 25 years of tax recess. The ATM terminal deal and many other deals are affecting our people. See what is that deal with the tax deal? After the people complain and cry, government will be for the people and by the people, with the people will listen to the people who are the low government. You gotta do the thing the right way. We don't want you to get out of Liberia, but we want you to do it the right way. But what happened? When people complain, our president when they just look, the tax deal if they say they are doing well, is an understatement. They are doing very well. Now, what our president will be said. So if this kind of president, you're not doing nothing to better the life of the people. You are making it again homeless. This is what we do our people. When somebody is going to dance with the devil to get presidency, it's not a good usher for the country. God gives it power, but they said they could not listen. You are seeing the repercussion of getting according to a man who danced with the devil before coming to power.
So what can we do with their land business? I want to hear from some of you. What can we now do? Because I think there's an eye opener. What can we do?
Becoming practice. Two gentlemen came there, they came from Holland or Italy or wherever they came from. There's a lady who don't know how to defend a land who got on 1 lot of land. They're looking for developing no guys came and said for the land 45 years ago. We got on them, we said, look, they will not be here to have it left. So everything they want to do is a concordant plan. No rich guy is another designer. They are taking down the land, grabbing the land. Now it's 30 years, 19. Government own all of the land here.
Thank you. Government own all of the land. Today's caller quickly go up. Good evening.
My name is
Yeah.
This is our President Baba, two or three captain down, he caused him to dance with the devil to come to. He will do it. That is why you see a lot of destruction is taking place. A lot of things out. We did not people are not in the some people crying, people get a shop with the machine. If you put it in here, what it will get at the property there, what it will get out with one, but you don't know why is that it going on with the police and the paracord because the public drinking are very important.
So what can we now do with the land business because you're not safe? Even maybe who talking here myself, I'm not safe. What can we not do?
Yeah, don't get one our legislators get posted in place that those who if you win or case in that so who say more than 20 years in on our land that are point in a league that for someone to leave your area but now when they get on the court you have to very when they get come the next morning start destroying that part area you see a lot of people find out sure again what is happening.
All right. Thank you so much. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, I'm better. Go ahead.
Ruben Stewart calls from Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be educated there. Who down that time the several level already get it. How many people do small who you yesterday and the several barry? How many land?
So yes, the army people they have some portion according to the citizen there who are also claiming they said yes indeed they agree that the army people have some portion of the land, they too they have some portion of the land. So that's the kind of more discussion, maybe holding and pulling. Let me just say that way.
They get some portion of the land, army people get some portion. That's what they saying.
Yeah, go ahead now. I say, however, if you tell me you want to be doing yes or no or what?
Okay. No, but you see, one of the things they need to do in I don't know. I don't know situation is hard to handle. You see, in Ghana, all the land Ghana for the chiefs. And the chief in Ghana will give you the land, then you go to Cape Coast, want to get a land commission. then you try to clear your land, then you get it. But in Labrador, they need to finish the land problem because it's really becoming a problem all over.
So now I'm asking, what can we now do as people to get all the situation under control? Because if care is not taken, they will lead us into another situation that we may not easily handle.
The thing is that after law in the country that after 21 years, if you're storing on your land there, you get claiming again. After how long for law yet? They have no report again.
No, nothing as such.
They come in, they say the land for them to come to America.
No, some of the people that are accusing, most of the people who buy land, according to information, allegedly though, they are Lebanese and Indian people. Why you people keep saying about people coming from America?
No, but what they don't own land like law. No, the law is what they don't own land. When you work for you don't own land. That would be Negro.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Maybe you were talking, you can also buy land for somebody. Today's caller, quickly, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead. Yeah, my dear brother, thank you so much for joining us.
When the country is serious, you know what makes the country serious? It is the law. Because president go, president comes, the law remain, right? So if we in this country, such thing that happen, we know definitely that we don't have no law. The law is nothing in this country. Because whosoever will stay, whosoever will come, the law is the law. So if you have your property and you want to vacate people for your property, use the same law to say, okay, we expected on John Weir. When John Weir were about to build the federal school park, what he did, he upgraded people for some time, so keep this into the hotel. After that time, he put it into the houses. That's not the function of a government. But you cannot say you run a government, you hear your citizen crying, somebody will come and say, pay for me. Where were you? Where were you when the people came on this thing? You say you bought land 1980, but the up to this time, you don't have any family have a generator within that place. People are going after the guy, they not guys or grandchildren. They suffer people like that. So remember, we just need to ask God to get what let's go leader. Be the party, the CDC, we're going to scratch it out and find that solution for ourselves.
All right, thank you so much, my dear brother. To this caller quickly. Good evening. Hey, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for make many things to you that. Maybe there is our David family. I do a discussion for Omega Market and legacy. Maybe some of the labels that you to discuss in my opinion, I think the land authorities PL is possible. Okay. Because one of the labels take in this country. Therefore, why I'm asking why is there a authority for land in this country? They are in a system of property, two different people, one portion of land. Why is it happening? Let's say, for example, maybe you are one that you went to study estate. So all the land is put in this country, they divided estate, especially the most of our.
Oh, yes.
You went to a particular there.
In fact, librarians want 8,000 square miles, right? So that means that small. It's even for me, Maserado. No need for me to do money putting here in Maserado. But go ahead.
You went to a particular estate, you bought a portion of land. The finish, you know very well that you put a land, you went to land, everything you put there your deed. Then I went to that same estate, the same people went and told me for portion of land that you already put me to me. Then I went to the same land, everything they put me that deed. You see, they're going to come in, why is that land extorted? They're not going to take in a system that will identify that this land have been fought. But therefore, no, we cannot put any particular deed for you because I have been fought and public. Why is there no system for it?
Well, thank you. So let me just say that quickly before I continue with the call. I was sitting somewhere and I saw people selling land. Look, the country is just like, yeah. I was sitting somewhere quietly, you know, I think I was Saturday. I watching my football game, entertaining myself. These people were selling land deed before me. Father God, I was like, what? Jesus. Hello, to this caller, good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
This is Frank Wonder.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
Thank you for all the member for conversation and pay your family. You see the problem here? We the Liberian, we are causing the problem.
Okay.
The typical Liberian now have money to rich man, either the Indian or the Lebanese, someone that got money from out of the country, and the wrong person sometimes, and force their brothers to be suffering, to be tough on our place. During a being called, it's our own brother. So we as a Latino need to learn that when we don't have money or we want to buy land, we should not allow someone to use us to make our brother to cry. If we do that, I think we can move forward in that direction.
Thank you. I think only that the law can do that one because, for example, somebody can tell me, maybe I'll give 50,000 for another, I get that land. You think people not do it? People already broke, they're hungry, they're looking for money. Because sometimes you say, big here. But let me just take one or two more calls quickly across over to our team. Hello, today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, my brother, good evening. Go ahead quickly.
I'm actually waiting on your recording for the problem room. How are you doing?
My brother, okay, thank God for life.
Yeah, thank you for the topic on the discussion. They go on that particular land business or the demonstrations that the government general. Let me just speak quickly on it. From the second era in my mind, I'm thinking that if it was the government, first thing the government would have done to make that particular area or a housing unit for the poor people. If you check now in the that particular area, that area is overpopulated. And even in Montserrat here, we have a lot of land like the budget here for buying in other areas for that particular area to go there. But you can put that particular area and make that area out of airspace while people paying money and putting it in the government revenue. That's what I'm thinking. Now you are asking a question. You said what can we do or what can the citizens do? But you see, when the rain is falling, when the weather is that means the rain is about to fall. We all are here. We are thinking because some of us we just buy the particular land and we don't know how will come in the future. So we are thinking. I think now it will be a public call to all citizens that will come together and then they put stop to the particular thing because the government not even listening to the citizens anymore. So I think that's the only thing that I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my dear brother. And Mark, brother Aliu, we got to go. No time. We have probably about 7 more minutes of our time here to go. But it's not easy, Liberians. For me, anybody, all of us today who are talking, those of you who are also listening to us, you are time bomb. Let me tell you today. Don't feel that because maybe nobody talking about you, that means you free. No. Maybe it can be before I go to now or hear that, oh, maybe you don't get home anymore, your home are being demolished. So you want to fix until government can tell us. But Ali, go ahead.
Yes, just as we've been saying, yes, we want the government to speak out what is happening in the country. This is a president who know all the problem Liberia is faced with, and he took oath to protect our constitution. He dared to protect us as well as a president. We are his citizen, and whenever we are crying, he need to come to our aid. So what is happening in the people with the people of Satan there, and now we see the other people of 72nd. Those people from 72nd government, like Mr. Condesa say the permanent domain or what make government to be the owner of all the land in the country. If that is it, then it is not something good because government own all the land in the country. So even if you get a 1940 D, government will say the land belongs to me, and there is nothing you can do. You can't challenge the government. So if that is why the government want to use on its citizen, I don't think that's something good. The government had to always make sure to protect its citizens because the war is watching what is happening in Liberia today. We are not in war to see people being homeless or in the street because of demolition just across the country. That is not good. President Baka, you need to speak out, even though you don't listen to news, but I think you have heard this, and you need to speak out, you need to say something about it. We need to hear from your information minister or whosoever, your presidential press secretary. They need to speak out, let know. Maybe the president can speak, but these are the president mouthpiece. You need to say something that will give your people hope instead of saying something that will make them more depressed and frustrated. So far, so good. Thanks to all the callers, those in the comment section. Till we see you again tomorrow. Enjoy your day. Stay safe out there. God bless America.
Thank you, my dear brother Mark. What say you, my brother? We gotta go, but all of us we are not safe anymore.
Or nothing. You cannot be safe. You don't know what might happen. You could leave from work, be on your way home, and know that your place was demolished. So, the one thing that I know, the government understand that we don't hold together. Everything is seen from a political angle. So it means the country is already divided, split, and we never hold together or anything. We don't rally around things that are concern common national interests. People, those victims, I feel sorry for them. Nobody will come and rescue them. Nobody will talk on their behalf because it's standard operating procedure in the country. It's been happening forever. So people think it's normal. And when you accept abnormality to be normal, then we will just accept it as being normal. At the end of the day, maybe it will lead to nothing. We don't even stay on one topic for a long time. I give you a couple of weeks from now, that thing will be something of the past. And all those women and all those business people that are crying for their property and their investment, they will be forgotten. That's just Liberia for you. That's all I see. I'm not hearing for even the political leaders because sometimes you take on this issue. It's not because you want to play politics, but it's the right thing to do. Some kind of leadership, somebody with an authority or a voice to come out and speak out. No, they will just lay it down on natural death like always. And a couple of weeks from now, like I said, it will be something of the past. And those people will have to live with those scars for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And to them, let me just even add up to you. So even they too, they are not even safe. So what are you talking? You don't talk. Even if the government want to get rid of you, then what happened to the CDC party headquarters? They will do. And guess what? We'll come on the same platform and tell you that yes, maybe your land, quote unquote, maybe is on the alley. Who are you now to even defend? So you see how you look, Mark? Government will tell you now that your land is on the alley. And when you want to even defend that, public will come out and say, no, your land is or your horse is on an alley. So you gotta move. So what you do? So what we are saying here tonight is that we gotta find a suitable solution in the land situation. Because all of us we are not safe. No matter what you've been living there for the past 10 years, 15 years, 40 years, you just buy your land. Let me tell some of you tonight, before you buy land moving forward, go to the Ministry of Public Works, go to the Liberia Land Authority. Don't buy land by black deed, by the way of crook or how you may call. Before you buy land anymore, all of these things should be a lesson to all of us as people. Before you buy land, tell that person that I want to go to the Liberia Land Authority, who the surveyor, in fact, give me the registered surveyor number because they will check it and know as to whether that person is a registered surveyor.
Yeah, so it's even legitimate to
yes, yes. Yes,
if they can give you that person number. That means that free money is spending you. Even though tomorrow we will continue with the kind of advocacy and tell you that don't spend your money beyond people because of bloody. Most of us will have bloody. By the time we get there, some money, we won't go buy land. And then we'll go like, man, no, and brother you see you on tomorrow by the grace of God.
Okay, babe, one, be safe out there. We hope your horse is in tight.
Yes, my horse is in tight because I stay calling and I'm flexing.
We don't want you calling from on the sidewalk and say, oh, maybe want to display on Sktv, then it will be warrior though. So check out with your landlord. You gotta verify that D, even though not your D, but you gotta make sure that D.
The landlord.
Those are come for you, our little niece in our house.
Okay. That's the part you're right. So by God's grace, yes. In fact, moving forward now, we're gonna be paying 6 months instead of paying 1 year. Yes, that will be our next campaign. Pay for 6 months instead of paying for 1 year, or maybe 4 months or 5 months, because you don't know. Anytime anything can happen. But good night, people.
Oh, y'all will be paying for 6 months, no more 1 year payment.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The project is giving us here the promise of them. The welcome and life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Clever is who make you. I can't ask you to be Sema cheni tinake asema jamu Engi sano muni Emu aye yo Engi lofa mui Emu aye yo
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
Ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena dine ya tumale, ena salia ya tumale, ena kwanagli ya tumale, ena kodubwa ya tumale, ena napagi ya tumale, Sktv, ena napagi ya tosi wako maya tumale,
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to serve. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, the San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.